Look at this nigga. Nigga get old late. Nigga don't come to work. My Lord. That boy say you doing some untimely things. Put that evil on my dog. I said don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Look at her. I'm gonna stay at the house. I gotta take care of him. I gotta give him some tea and some honey. Not that type of honey, regular honey. And the bear bottle. All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. They pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. Shalom, 10K. Him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There is one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had to believe Moses, would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my word? Shalom, nigga. All praise and esteem and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Psalms 88 and 1. Don Joanne, get it together. Shalom, Sister Regina. O Yahuwah Elohim of my salvation, I have cried day and night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear unto my cry, for my soul is full of troubles. My life draw near unto the grave. I am counted with them that go down into the pit. I am as a man, no strength, free among the dead, like the slain that lie in grave, whom you remember no more, and they are cut off from your hand. You have laid me in the lowest pit in darkness in the deeps. Your wrath lay hard upon me. You have afflicted me with all your waves. You have put away my acquaintance far from me. You have made me an abomination unto them. I shut up. I cannot come forth. My eye mourn by reason of affliction. Yahuwah, I call daily upon you. I've stretched out my hands unto you. Will you show wonders to the dead? Shall the dead arise and praise you, Selah? Shall your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in destruction? Shalom, Omar. Shalom, Jake. Shall your wonders be known in the dark and righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? But unto you have I cried, O Yahuwah, and in the morning shall my prayer prevent you. Shalom, Brother Robert. We're going to go back to 1 Samuel 2 and 25. Hey, man, you got to stay still, cuz I don't know what you got going on, but you got to chill out. First Samuel 2 and 25. If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge it. But if a man sin against Yahuwah, who shall entreat for him? Now, that's what we was dealing with last night. Who is going to make intercession for you? Hey. Ain't nothing in here to talk about. Y'all ain't got nothing to talk about. Let's come on back to Isaiah 53. and 12. I'll make it 10. Yet it please Yahuwah to bruising, for he put to grief. When you shall make his soul compensation for sin, he shall see seed, he shall prolong days, the pleasure of Yahuwah shall prosper in his hand. He shall not see the travail of his soul. He shall be satisfied by his knowledge. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore will I divide him with the great. He shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul unto death. He was numbered with the transgressors. He bare the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. Now, with that being said, come over here to the book of Jeremiah. Come over here to Jeremiah chapter 7. 7 and 12. Now, remember, we talked about this Jeremiah 7 not too long ago. when he said the temple of Yahuwah is these. We were talking about the aspect of what y'all remember what a preterist is, correct? A preterist. I think I told y'all what a preterist is. You know what a preterist is, don't you?
That's like a religious belief.
You go ahead and get out.
Somebody said predator. He didn't say no predator.
I thought that's what he said. I said a preterist.
Oh.
Preterist. It's like preterist, preterist, something along that sort. A preterist is somebody, you have full preterists and you have partial preterists. That's somebody who believes that the scripture is already fulfilled. So a full preterist believes the Lord has already came back, got all his saints, and everybody doing all this for nothing. So why did I mention that? Shalom, Brother Marcus. I mentioned that because preterists believe that once the temple was, because they're going by Jewish thought. Jewish thought holds that, like, they believe heaven and earth passing away is when the temple was destroyed. Because they're going by Jewish thought. See, we don't care about Jewish thought because Jewish thought is irrelevant. You know why Jewish thought is irrelevant? Isaiah 40 and 28. Isaiah 40 and 28. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting Elohim, Yahuwah, the creators of the end of the earth, faint not, neither is weary. No searching of his understanding. That's why it doesn't matter what Jewish thought was. That's why it don't matter what the ancient Israelites thought. Hey, get them over. They can knock it down. You hear a lot of people say that, well, the ancient Israelites thought this, the ancient Israelites thought that. Who cares? Hebraic thought this, Hebraic thought that. But this is how I feel about Hebraic thought. 1 Peter 4 and 1. This is how I feel about that. After that, 1 Corinthians chapter 2. 1 Peter 4 and 1. First Peter 4 and 1. For as much as the Mashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin. So had a mind of Mashiach. Having a Hebraic mind, what does that even mean? What does that even entail? See, niggas tell you that. They telling you to have Hebraic thought. That's telling you to have a carnal mind. They're not even telling you to have the mind of God. It doesn't matter what the Hebrews thought. The Hebrews thought a lot of things and were wrong. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. First Corinthians 2 and 13. Which things we also speak, not in the words which man wisdom teach, but which the Ruach HaKadosh teach, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receive not the things of the Ruach of Elohim, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judge all things, and yet he himself is judged of no man. For who have known the mind of the Lord that we may instruct him? But we have the mind of who? Hamashiach. And if you have the mind of Hamashiach, guess whose mind you have? Don't worry about it. I'll show it to you. John chapter 14. I ain't got to use my phone for that. I do got to use my phone for that. My God. No, maybe not. John 14 and 6. Yahushua said unto them, I'm the way, the truth. Shalom, Quran, man. What's happening, so? The truth and the life. No man come under the Abba but by me. If you had known me, you should have known my Abba also, and from henceforth you know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us Abba, and it suffice us. Yahushua said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and you have not known me? Philip, he that have seen me have seen Abba. How say you, show us the Abba? Now listen, let's go to John 17 and tap that in even more. 17 and 21. that they all may be one, as you, Abba, in me, and I in you, that they may be one in us, that the world may believe that you have sent me. And the esteem which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I and them, you and me, that they may be made perfect in one, that the world may know that you have sent me and loved them as you have loved me. So if you have the mind of Mashiach, guess whose mind you have? You have the mind of his Father. So Hebraic thought is irrelevant. I don't care how the Hebrews thought. The way the Hebrews thought is not going to save my soul. He never instructed me to have Hebraic thought. Not one time. He told me to have the mind of God. That's what repeatedly. If you lay this man word up in your heart and your inward man, whose mind you got? Yeah, the niggas don't want to hear that. Ain't that's what you hear every Bruce say? See, Hebraic thought. I don't give a damn. Either you believe that this. The reason why people say Hebraic thought, in my personal opinion, is this. I don't think a lot of people believe that the word is actually the word of Yahuwah, to be 100% honest with you. I believe a lot of people believe that the Israelites are just took an amalgamation of the cultures and societies of the people around them and fashioned it to them and put that out there and took somebody else's God and said it was their God, and niggas just doing this stuff just to do it because they just believe that it's a myth. To be 100% honest with you. And I know some of y'all looking like, what? Oh, yes, a lot of people who believe that.
That's what your man been pushing.
Who you talking about?
The dude who was teaching him, and now he gonna put the word down. He was talking about.
Oh, you talking about the water nigga?
I don't know. He got all white on the channel.
Yeah, you talking about the nigga, the Sloan brother, Mark. You talking about the hydroponic nigga?
He used to be with Big G.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he used to be.
That's what people believe, though. You talk to people who study ancient Near East societies and cultures, they believe that the Israelites were really Canaanites, and they took Canaanite gods, took Canaanite customs, took Sumerian customs, took these people customs, you know what I'm talking about? Took these people's stories, and then just inserted themselves into it. Straight up and down. It's people who believe that, and they'll tell you that, yeah, that's what we think, but we just do this anyway. So they don't believe it's the word of Yahuwah. So that's why they're so impressed and imparted on Hebraic thought. You know what I'm talking about? That's why when you come with saying what God mind is, that's why you get so much pushback. They don't believe that there's a God in heaven who has a mind to have anyway. You know what I'm saying? This is why the points get argued that they get Shalom. That's why the points get argued that get argued. Oh, he didn't pre-exist, or it's not this, it's not that. These are where all these arguments come from. Which, of course, most of you are not privy to. But you'll be amazed who you may come across who hold these point of views, because these type of conversations are had all the time and have been had for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, most of these conversations are had in Christian circles more than they had in Hebrew circles, because most Hebrews ain't doing nothing but emulating the scholarly debates and conversations and theological discourse that Christians have on a regular basis. I think I wasn't y'all I was telling it to, right? Y'all know what they do in seminary school?
Teaching theology?
No, it's one thing that anybody who's ever been through seminary school has to do. They do something called textual criticism. Are you familiar with what that is? But Johnny looked like he don't know.
Argue the other side.
No, you don't argue the other side. When you go to theological school or seminary, I'll give you the white man definition in a minute. But what you actually, damn, y'all niggas parked in front of the mailbox. Because if you park in front of the mailbox, you're going to need to move from in front of the mailbox. Yeah, the mailman ain't going to drop that mail off in front of that mailbox. Huh? Oh, no, they've been told me that because it's blocked. It's a hazard. They're going to keep going. Yeah, they're going to keep going. Mailman told me that a long time ago. Like for them, because they don't want to take the chance of hitting your vehicle. So they just it's too much liability. Especially when you're dealing with the United States Post Office don't make no money. You definitely want to do that. But yeah, textual criticism is that they you have to go in and scrutinize the text to prove its validity. And when a lot of people end up doing it, they end up putting the book down. You know what I'm saying? Because they be asking for like original manuscripts and this type of stuff. But yeah, that's what they do. They have to do that. That's a prerequisite of even getting through seminary school. Hold on. I'll give you the white man definition. Yeah, textual criticism, the technique of restoring text as nearly as possible to their original form. Texts in this connection are defined as writings other than formal documents inscribed or printed on paper, parchment, papyrus, or similar materials. An example of textual criticism would be the New Testament of the Bible. Textual criticism of the Bible attempts to restore the text to its original writing and then translate it literally. The purpose of textual criticism is to better understand the history of a text and its variants and to produce a critical edition of the work. Scribes who copy manuscripts by hand have made unintentional mistakes, such as mimicking the shapes of letters without understanding their meaning. Intentional alterations. Printed works may have censored for political, religious, or cultural reasons. Lost originals. In most cases, the original versions of ancient works known as autographs have been lost. Multiple manuscripts. Having multiple manuscripts of a work provides more evidence of what the original text said. Textual criticism is a branch of textual scholarship, philology, and literary criticism. And that's why a lot of people put the Bible down, mainly because the original manuscripts are not available. That's the main reason why people put it down. That's why they come in at and they. Are any of y'all familiar with the Epic of Gilgamesh? Peace, Brother Joseph.
That's Sumerian. Yeah.
That's the Sumerian flood narrative. You know what I'm saying? Or you see stories like about the Anunnaki and stuff like this here. People believe that the Shalom, Brother Shaul. People believe that the scriptures is really loosely based off of that. From my experience, before I was in the Word, and then knowing, reading these things and then reading the Word, I see that that's really just Satan, because Satan already know what happened, and he moving people to do X, Y, Z, and making you think this is false. And the only reason why I say that is when you actually know the Word for what's in the Word, you see these stories are not the same. They're not the same. They're not even close. They're not even the same stratosphere. You know what I'm saying?
That's what your boy Billy Carson doing. I be listening to him just to get more rocks.
But wouldn't the time frame be different though?
They are to an extent. A lot of people believe Billy Carson is a persuado researcher because he can't read Sumerian hieroglyphs. So they were like, I read the dude Zechariah Sitchin book when I was in prison. One of the dudes who claimed to be able to translate the Sumerian tablets, and they was like, he can't read Sumerian. Because my first introduction to the Anunnaki was from Dr. York, which is why his son be on there talking. See, they'll tell you that the Adamites Adam was created by the Anunnaki because they didn't have gold and they needed to farm gold, so they made man to do it. And that Adam really wasn't blacky white. And that the scriptures ain't got nothing to do with you. That's white people stuff. But then when you look at white people, they don't do anything naturally that's contained in it, nor have any attachment to this God who you say is theirs. Then when I asked Dr. York's son, Shalom, East man, when I asked Dr. York's son, well, check this out then. If your God's so powerful, why all this stuff happened to us then? You got to come back to your gods and stop fooling with their gods. So why did you stop fooling with your God? Where your God been at? I ain't getting no answer. I'm still waiting on the answer. That's 3-4 months. Where your God at? You know what I'm talking about? Come on to Jeremiah 7. But yeah, I said all that to say this. That's why I believe subconsciously, for most people, why they always screaming Hebraic thought. Because you don't believe that there's a mind of Elohim or mind of a Mashiach, the mind of the Abba to possess. So you want to identify with a group of people who died. Matter of fact, I make it even better. Zechariah 1:1. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. From what I'm seeing out here in this world, man, from space to space, yeah, that end drawing nearer and nearer. For one reason and one reason alone, from my estimation. The level of vitriol, disrespect that is hurled at Yahuwah and the amount of black people, I ain't talking about other people because other people not my concern. The amount of black people who tossing aside the word is getting very high. It's getting very high. You know what I'm talking about? Very high. All that stuff, we are spiritual people, we all believe in the Bible. Well, that junk, that's going out the window, boy. You understand me? That junk going, this nigga's like, nah, we don't fool with that. We don't fool with that. I'm talking about, and like, they dead serious about that. It ain't like we don't fool with no Christianity. We don't fool with none of that. I've been told y'all that, but it's getting worse. Now, see, what make it worse is the niggas who in it flaw as hell. They don't make it no better. Because the niggas who in it be lying. You know, we were just having a conversation about this, and I'm going to go over some of the passages on it because I feel like it's relevant because somebody dropped the passage. Dang, boy. Florida State. Lost again. My God, today. Because they were talking about 1 Corinthians 7. Y'all know what it says in 1 Corinthians 7, don't you? Talking about if you married to somebody who don't believe. And they say, you know, if you with an unbelieving spouse and they be pleased to dwell with you, you can stay. See, people see stuff and they try, because what's been floating around is the divorce and remarriage thing. You know what I'm saying? I probably think it's probably been floating around because people been talking about it, because people be making videos by Dow about it. You know what I'm saying? He responding to people. We had a conversation Monday about it because a lot of Jewish people specifically, but a lot of Brews also, they feel like you can divorce your wife for anything. That's literally what they asked Mashiach. And he said, hey, man, except for fornication, because the law says you can only suppose if you find some manner of uncleanliness in it. They translate that word erba to mean anything when it literally means nudity, improper behavior, indecency. So what the Lord said is literally what the law say. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can tell you like this here. How I put this here. Mama Steph said she gonna do a room about this here, and I agree with it. Because she said she's starting to realize that the reason why Jewish people reject Mashiach is that a lot of things that them boys was loose on, he tightened it up and made it straighter. And they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I agree wholeheartedly. You know what I'm talking about? He made it tighter. When that man say straight is the gate and narrow is the way that lead unto life, he made it tighter. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know boys like that booty loose. They like it flapping in the wind. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no grip. They don't want it to stick. You know what I'm saying? They want to shoo, slip and slide. No trick that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. So that's what we got going on out here. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, want to slip and slide, man, like it's down with Ted Luke. You know what I'm saying? So, but what ended up coming up is a lady asked the question, what should a woman do if her husband is beating on her? Like, nigga, leave. You know what I'm saying? They were like, can she get a divorce? Why y'all worried about divorce and remarriage instead of letting me get out of here alive? You know what I'm saying? You think when somebody busting you upside your head, you sitting around thinking, I wonder if I can file a bill of divorce on this nigga. Man, if this man beating you up, man, you don't need to try to wait on round 2. You don't need to see if he gonna get a knife. You don't need to see if he gonna get a gun. Because I'm telling you, man, if a nigga go to beating on you like that, it's just gonna escalate. And then you're gonna be faced in a situation that the young lady in Georgia claimed she was in, and now you kill a nigga, now you on trial talking about he beat me. Now, whether he did or he didn't, now you gotta convince 12 people sitting in the jury box that you would justify killing this person when you could have avoided all of that by leaving and let Yahuwah deal with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. And the problem come in that with most brews is y'all know that these niggas be beating on their old ladies or doing whatever it is that they doing, and y'all still fool with these niggas. You know them Eves, man, they be bucket. Man, ain't nothing you can come up with to justify this nigga punching this woman in the mouth unless she punched him in the mouth first. That's the only thing I can come up with a rational explanation. What you hit her for, bro? She hit me. What I'm gonna say to that, I can't tell another man how to respond to physical violence, man. You might feel like a man shouldn't hit a woman under no circumstance, and I ain't gonna say you're wrong till somebody busts you in the mouth, and then I don't know what you gonna do, cause I don't know what he gonna do. I can't look at him and say that's a female, cause she should have remembered that when she hit it. Cause every man not on that. Some men gonna look. I just watched a video. This white woman ran up on this dude and spit in his face, and he dropped him. You know what I'm talking about? He was filming her, talking to her. My son, she was a meter maid in New York, whatever she was. She went to running up on him. She slapped him 2 times. He still ain't hit her. One, that's disrespect to walk up to a grown man and slap him in his face. Then she spit on him. I cried. Bah! She was laid out, sleep. All them white men out there, what are you doing? Why did you do that? He said, she hit me. I got it on tape. She said, I knock them all out, man or woman. Run up on them. When you hear a man say, and he said, and I ain't going nowhere. That's somebody you leave alone. Yeah, if he hit a woman, he tell you, I ain't going nowhere, and I'll swing on y'all too. The fact that he said he wasn't going nowhere let you know he ain't nobody who just hit women. He just like, hey, she crossed the line. Because guess what? You might spit in this man's face and feel like he ain't supposed to do nothing, and he feel like you going to get punched dead in your mouth because you should have spit on me. Who's wrong here? Is he wrong or is she wrong? Or is they both wrong? She wrong. Spit is disrespect. Niggas die for less. For less. Because if a grown man was to spit on him, guess what he gonna do? He gonna do the same thing. He gonna punch him in his mouth. How would you feel if somebody walked up and what would you tell your son if a woman spit in his face? But see, guess what? But grown women feel like that. You see how you say for my son. No, listen, what I'm talking about in general, not y'all. Grown women will feel like, yeah, my son hit you in the face, but another man who not your son, you feel like he should just take that. That's how a lot of women feel, though. I'm gonna this here, man. If you can get away from the whole, get away from him because you don't want to risk his hand going to jail. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm like this here, man. Once she do all that there, you need to remove her from your life. You need to remove her from your life. Just don't fool with her. That's why you don't want to deal with argumentative. That's why the book tell you if the woman is contentious, it's better for you to live in the wilderness or to live on the corner of a rooftop. You don't. That man say a contentious woman is like a continual drip. You know that? Y'all ever seen that before? Come over here to Proverbs. Hey, you don't want to deal with nobody like that. He already told you what to do with a man like that. He say cast out the scorner, and what's gonna stop? Yeah, he already tell you how to deal with these type of people, man. That man tell you how to deal with these type of people, man. You got to get them type of people from around you. Proverbs 19:13. That man said, a foolish son, the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife, a continual dropping. Excuse me, it was a dropping.
What verse is it?
Proverbs 19:13. Dripping and dropping, dropping and dripping. Yeah, that's not the type of people you want around you. I'll tell you what contentions is for those who like to know. That is to rod. That is to pursue, to chase, to be contentious, to follow close. And what is this continual dropping? Delep. Well, that was continual. I'm sorry. Contentions is midyon, which is strife and contention, brawling, likes to fight, likes to argue. So she closely fights and argues all the time. He said that's a foolish woman. And it says it's like a continual dropping. And that is delep. And that is a contentious wife. Yeah, he said woman like that, man. You got it. He said it's better for you to live out in the wood. Man, ain't nobody finna be coming home arguing with no woman all day. For what? You got some men who like that, boy. When they come through the house, boy, they got to get ready, boy. They finna wrestle the big show. You know what I'm talking about? Rick Rude, Hulk Hogan, all that, man. They got to fight with her. Bro, we're talking about that the other day, man. Like, wondering why dudes just be sitting at the house, sitting in the driveway, man. Some of them niggas do like that junk.
Yeah,
I know a lot of dudes who like that junk, like to come in the house and argue and fuss and fight with this woman, man. That nigga's toxic. I can't even use no other word for that. There's something wrong with you. You like strife in the house? That don't make the booty better. That make my life walk. Oh, no, I'm good. Now, that don't make the booty better. Nah, man. They ain't trying to do all that fight. Nah, man. I ain't.
Yeah, nigga be saying the makeup.
There's something wrong with you. You want to have chaos in your life for some good vagina?
Sacrifice.
That's the sacrifice I'm make. That's not a life worth living. But I want y'all to look at Proverbs 28 and 17, right? Because this is the passage that somebody adeptly used talking about what's going to happen to you niggas who like to put your hands on your old lady. Because I don't understand why you would marry a woman to beat on her. If you need to beat on her, you don't need to be with her. I'll tell you that right now. Proverbs 28 and 17. A man that do violence to the blood of person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. You know what that means? Because this is a conversation we were having. Because dudes try to make it seem that the city of refuge is only for men. And it was in the context of this. What if a woman kills her husband because he was beating on her? Well, if he was beating on her and she didn't have no ought against this man aforetime, then she would get to go to the city of refuge and the judges would investigate to see if she was justified. You know what I'm talking about? Because if that man literally beating on that woman and she feared for her life and she put a dick in the dirt, he ought to die. Because that's what Proverbs 28 and 17 just told us. You want to try to put somebody to death? You want to put your hands on somebody? There's a grave waiting for you. And then, of course, you know what Peter said. Man, if you do your old lady bad like that, man, your prayer is going to be hindered. Come on, let's look at 1 Peter 3 and 7 for that. Three and 7. 1 Peter 3 and 7. See, these niggas get the word, act like they don't know what it say. You know what I'm talking about? Say, likewise, husbands, dwell with according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Did you know what a dude said to us today, man, about this? This nigga had the audacity to say, it don't say nowhere in Torah that you can't hit your wife. I said, nigga. Now, I say this, I put this out here for this reason. If somebody said it doesn't say thou shalt not punch your wife in the jaw, how would you respond to him to show him that he is an ingrate from the Torah itself? Don't go to no epistle letter. Don't go to no gospel. But show him from the Torah itself that he is a literal ingrate, an imbecile, a retard, a man of slow development. I give you a second to think on it because that's a serious question. Because people really think like this. People really think if certain things that aren't spelled out that it's okay. The same way we were talking, that girl said it don't say in the Torah you can't masturbate. It also don't say in the Torah that you can't smoke crack or use fentanyl or snort meth. Are you gonna do that? Or shoot heroin?
Is there something along the lines of Leviticus when he's saying pretty much like doing to others what you want someone to do to you, like eye for eye, tooth for tooth, something like that?
Because that's dealing with bearing false witness on somebody. Yeah, that eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth is dealing with if whatever you thought to do to somebody by bearing false witness on it, let it be done to you. There's one particular passage, and I can narrow it down for you in the book of Deuteronomy.
You just said Deuteronomy, bro.
That nigga don't listen too well. I see why you barely graduated. What's your GPA was? 9.3. They don't even go that high on the scale, brother. That's how we know you ain't passed. Probably had an SAT, 400 and 250 was spelling your name right. Not for real. I ain't gonna do you like that. You took the SAT? But you got a 12?
Hey, that just made me think.
Well, I know I got a 13.
I don't know what I have.
Oh, that nigga smart.
Smooth.
Hey, he ain't get no scholarship? We should have. That's high school. That's not a regular school.
I was applying myself.
I ain't being funny, nigga. 19 on the ACT, nigga. That's phenomenal.
Hey, but no, you can use some in Exodus, like, because it's a law where you can't even smite your servant.
Yeah, but that's a slave.
So I'm saying, if you can't smite a slave, what you think your wife is that got more rights?
Slave on. They can dance around that. You got to hit them with something. You know what I'm talking about? Make their booty hole clench. Yeah, you hit that with that.
Yeah, that's all.
Listen, you can't get it right. Listen, I got one better than all that. I'm just waiting on you. I told you to do Deuteronomy.
Pulling.
Oh, whoa, brother.
Set it up.
I don't want to be that interested.
Make a man booty hole tight or something.
Hey, one thing about it, when you get a little scared, you clench. A little nervous, you tense up.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you ain't been scared enough yet. You get scared enough to be like this. Yeah, oh Lord. My God, today. This Quran said, I don't like to get punched in the face. I heard that. This is what I want y'all to do, man. One of y'all do this here. I want you to read Deuteronomy 24 and 15 out loud till I say stop. I want y'all to read this out loud.
It's at his day.
It's in 24, man.
It said, "His day you shall give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it."
No, it is 25. She's right. Is it 25? Tell me what 25 and 15 say. I think that is right.
It say, "But thou shalt have a perfect weight."
There you go. I appreciate you.
Y'all shall have a perfect and just weight and a perfect and just measure. You shall have that your days may be lengthened in the land which Yahuwah Elohim giveth you. For all that do such things, all that do unrighteousness.
All that do what?
Unrighteousness.
Or what?
Are an abomination.
That's all you need right there.
But he can say, how's that unrighteous? That's your wife. She got out of line. She needed that over.
I bet it.
But
I ain't no wiggle. You know why it ain't no wiggle? Because all I got to run after that is anger rests in the bosom of fools. Wrath don't work the righteousness of God. All we got to do is judge the matter. And then to take it a step further, when you talking about dwell with your wives according to knowledge, look at how Yahuwah dwelt with his wife. You going to hell, sir. Just get ready to pack your bags. Matter of fact, don't take nothing. Just be like your forefathers. Just take your staff and put your shoes on and be ready, because you're going to hell. Yeah, you're going to hell. I appreciate that, Amun, because I had 24 in my mind. It was 25. Read Deuteronomy 18 and 12. Why not that good, sir? Deuteronomy 18 and 12. Okay, that one they're dealing with, brother Day, that's dealing with when you're dealing with necromancers and wizards and all that other type of stuff. Is it abomination? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, love your neighbor as yourself, but see, some of the brothers will come in and say that just pertains to the men. You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of dudes will love to say that just pertains to the men, because y'all not used to being around people who converse this way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's just with the men. I can do my wife any kind of way. These grown men were literally talking about you can divorce your wife for anything. Even though this man told you in Malachi, don't deal treacherously with the wife of your youth. Ain't that what he told you? Did he not make one with the residue of the spirit that I might have a godly seed? So take heed to your spirit and deal not treacherously. But these niggas don't want to hear that because they ain't no good. They're wicked and slothful bastards. Come over here to Jeremiah 7. But I'm going to tell you this again, though. Well, if that nigga put his hands on you, leave. Don't wonder if he love you. Don't wonder if it's going to stop. You know what I'm saying? It stopped when he stopped punching you. Don't wait for him to start again. Get on up out of there. Because you don't want to be put in a position where he going to kill you or you got to kill him. Because I ain't going to tell you no lie, baby. If that nigga beating on you and you feel like you need to kill him, shoot, kill that nigga then. No, I'm talking about if you get to the point where you feel like, man, this nigga gonna kill me. What you think I'm gonna tell you? Pray to God and hope the nigga don't kill you? Better grab that knife and stab him with it and get on up out of there. Brother Harrison, man. That's what you better do. I'm not going to tell you not to defend yourself and you feel like your life in danger and this man sitting here pummeling on you. You know what I'm talking about? Or he running at you with a knife and you got a pistol in your purse. Better shoot him. You want to wait to find out if he going to stab you? I ain't saying you got to kill him. Shoot him in his nuts. Shoot him in his leg. Shoot. But truth be told, if you've been trained with a firearm, you're going to shoot him in his chest. Because all that trying to shoot a nigga in his arm, in his leg, that only happened in the movie. That don't work in real life. You might miss. Yeah, don't sit there and let no dude beat on you, man. And I'm here to tell you, if he beat on you, the love of God definitely ain't in it. And he damn sure don't love you. Jeremiah 7:12. There's some lightning out there for you. That's for you. Yeah, see, he called your name too.
Some say it's pretty.
You here being me. Come here, Joanne. Come on. Not today. But go you now into my place, which is in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first. See what I did to it for the wickedness of my people, Yasharal. And now because you have done these works, saith Yahuwah, I will I sent prophets unto you rising up early and speaking, but you heard not, and I called you, but you answered not. Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name, wherein you trust, unto the place which I gave to you, and to your fathers have I done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight as I cast out all your brethren, the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore pray you not for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear you. Yeah, it's a lot of rain, man. It's been raining about 2 weeks straight. Mm-hmm. Definitely. No talk. No talk. Hold on, I'm gonna see you the word for intercession now. Make sure it's the same that was in Isaiah. But it's 5 storms out there. Yeah, it's 5 of them out there. You know, this the peak. This gonna be the peak. This is the peak hurricane season. So August, September, and October is the peak. So again, it's the word Pagah. Y'all give me what you got for Pagah. Pay, Gamal, and Ayin. Pay, Gamal, and Ayin. It's to encounter, to entreat, to make intercession. Pay, Gamal, and Ayin. Yes, same word that's used in Isaiah 53. Joanne, oh man. Stop it. Now you're gonna get embarrassed in front of these people.
You say to experience the word of the messenger.
That's what you got.
What was the word again?
Intercession.
Yeah, that's what I
Intercession.
yeah, that's what to experience the words of the messenger.
To experience the words of the messenger.
To know.
Anybody else?
Know the words of the shepherd.
Now remember, you dealing with somebody. This is why the Lord told the apostles, I don't pray for the world, I pray for you. Because Yahuwah told Jeremiah, don't pray for these people. To experience the words of the messenger. Now keeping an account, we're dealing with somebody who's going to intercede on your behalf. So that's your context. That's not to say anything. That's what everybody else is. That's your context. Your context when you're looking at that is you're dealing with an intercessor. Bless you. Shalom, Brother Ernest. Now, me, myself, I would say that you know or you have experienced that the messenger advocates on your behalf. Remember what we finished in 1 John 2 last night? Let's go back over there and look at it. 1 John 2 and 1, everybody. My little children, these things write out unto you that you what? Sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua HaMashiach the righteous. He is the propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the whole world. Yeah, she done ran away now. Remember what advocate means? It means to be an intercessor, a mediator. Which, remember, that's what the high priest was in the law. And fourth is the priesthood of Aaron. But in the priesthood of Melchizedek, it's Mashiach himself. Because it's only one high priest. And that's Yahushua HaMashiach. Not a high priest after the carnal commandment, but a high priest after what? A power of endless life. That's what sets this intercessor apart. In his function. In his operation. Let's come over here to Isaiah 59. Isaiah chapter 59. You can come to verse 7. Joanne, cut it out. You sound like you over there trying to fight. Where's she at? He said their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts, the thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction in their paths. Now, see, we could take this passage, like I told you last night, talking to Buddy about the just man falling 7 times. And one of those 7 abominations is what? Shedding what? Innocent blood. What did Pilate say? I wash my hands of this, so this man's blood is what? Not upon me. When you go back and you look at what them people were doing, they were hasting to do this, but always keep in mind Genesis 50 and 20. You did this to me to think evil, but it ended up being good, saving many souls alive. Which, of course, is what Capheus testified to these people. That it was expedient that one die for the nation, that the nation perish not. See, listen, this is what people don't understand, right? In that John chapter 11, when Capheus made this statement, that it's expedient that one man die for the people, that the people perish not. What does that mean? Why does he make this statement? How do you reconcile it? Let me read it to you. That'll make it easier for you to ponder upon. This is John chapter 11, verse 45. Then many of the Yahudim which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahushua did believed on him. But some of the Pharisees went their way, went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we, for this man do many miracles? And if we let him thus alone, all will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. And one of them, Capheus, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, you know nothing at all, nor consider that it's expedient for us that one man should die for the people, that the whole nation perish not. And spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the sons of Elohim that was scattered abroad. What do you think he means when he says it's expedient that one die for the people, that the whole nation perish not? Yes, that is just like what David did with Abner. Absolutely, good sir.
After we answer, I got a question about that too. But you think
Go ahead.
you think he probably said that like they start reading something in the scripture? Like what he just said. Like Daniel 9:24, something like that. Like he could have read that and be like,
I mean, the high priest, he's supposed to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking.
No, he's supposed to know. Yeah. Text-wise, he's supposed to know.
And I was just alluding to it. That's probably
you always got to remember, outside of the king, the high priest was the highest ranking person amongst the people.
Yeah. So I would think he'd have to have some type of understanding to know that.
You had to. Because he was high priest. He's son of Aaron.
Number 14.
What, the people dying as one man? That's the execution. But you know what it is? If there's no reconciliation for atonement, guess what got to happen? Everybody got to die. Because there ain't no life. The whole nation gonna perish because ain't no more. Ain't how many bulls and goats are you gonna offer? You gonna go on the grave and that blood still on you. You gonna go on the grave and that sin still on you. And then after a while, he gonna have to kill everybody. He gonna have no choice. Joanne, cut it out.
My follow-up question with that with Cap is him saying that. Then why he kicked this game? How your opinion? Why do you think he kicked this game like how he kicked in Matthew 26 when he said, "I adjure you," and end up getting this man killed?
I mean, he letting them know, but shoot, he had to fulfill the task. He had to do his job. And his job was to hang this man from a tree.
I've been looking at it like everybody before gospel go forth, everybody only got bits and pieces of understanding. Nobody got no full understanding.
Now he knew what was going on, but he had to fulfill his job. Remember when Jeremiah was locked up in the priest's house?
Yeah.
Capheus had to be the one to lock the Lord up. They got to fulfill the task.
Yeah.
You got to fulfill the task. You got to fulfill the task, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Matter of fact, let's take a trip to Acts 13 for that before we read more in Isaiah 59.
You think you're doing what you want to do? You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Your life is not your own.
Acts chapter 13.
Man, think of one thing.
I'm trying to make sure I hit right on to what we need, man.
What you thought? You think he's mad? Yeah, you think he's mad?
Acts 13 and 36. Acts 13 to 36. For David, after he had served his own generation, by the will of Elohim, fell on asleep and was laid unto his fathers and saw corruption. But he whom Elohim raised again saw no corruption. Be it known unto you, therefore, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you the forgiveness of sins. And by him, all that believe are justified from all things which you could not be justified by the law of Moses. See, that takes us back again to Genesis, the tree of knowledge and good and evil, and the tree of life. Tree of life couldn't justify you. Not like the tree of knowledge and good and evil couldn't justify you like the tree of life could, because you couldn't live forever. It couldn't make you righteous with God. It could make you righteous, but not righteous with God. That is correct. The high priest definitely doesn't have to want. He definitely needs to know. You know, there's a lot of standards on the high priest. You know, a high priest had to marry a virgin. He couldn't marry a whore. He couldn't have physical deficiencies. He couldn't have any manner of uncleanliness. He couldn't do none of that because he's the only one who could go into the veil. That's why there's no high priest in the body of Hamashiach, because it's only one. Because you don't need a high priest if there's no temple to perform the works of the high priest to go inside the veil. What you need that for? But I had something on the inside the veil. We're going to get to that. That's why I mentioned it. He said, beware, this is verse 40, Acts 13. Therefore, lest that come upon you, which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, you despisers, and wonder and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which you shall no wise believe, though a man told it unto you. And when the Yahudim were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached unto them the next Shabbat. Now, when the congregation was broken up, many of the Yahudim, the religious proselytes, followed Paul and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Elohim. And the next Shabbat came almost the whole city together to hear the word of Elohim. But when the Yahudim saw the multitudes, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which Paul was spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said it was necessary that the word of Elohim should have first been spoken to you, but seeing you put it from you and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, we turn to the Gentiles. For the Lord hath commanded us I have set you a light unto the Gentiles, that you should bear, should be salvation for the ends of the earth. That is still not what I want. Then of course it say he shook, they shook the dust off their feet and slid. There it is right here. I looked right at it the first time. Come over here to 23, same chapter. So it said, yeah. Of this man's seed of Elohim, according to promise, raised under Yasharal, a Savior, Yahushua. And when John had first preached before his coming, the immersion of repentance to all the people of Yasharal, as John fulfilled his course, he said, what think ye that I am? I am not. Behold, there come one after me whose shoe of feet I am not worthy to loose. Men, brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, whosoever among you fear Elohim, to you is this word of salvation sent. For they that dwell in Jerusalem and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets, which are read every Shabbat day, they have fulfilled in condemning. That man said they sat in the synagogue every Sabbath and heard the word and didn't know they were fulfilling the book and killing the man when they were doing what they were doing. Because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. Even in these days and times, somebody has to do it. See, we was also talking about a situation with Judas. Come over here to John 13 and 18. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. We were talking about this last night. Joanne, cut it out if you can come over here with me. John 13 and 18. He said, I speak not of you all, I know whom I have chosen, but that the scripture may be fulfilled. He that eat bread with me have lifted up his heel against me. What passage is this referring to? Hold on, Quran.
That's in Psalms 49.
It's 41 and 9. We're going to take a look at it, right? See, when we were talking to some of the Jewish people who don't believe in the Lord, they were like, Psalms is not prophetic at all. See, this is the thing right there. You have to understand and know what somebody believes before you even proceed. Because what did the Lord tell you not to do? Don't cast your pearls before swine, lest they rend them underfoot. See, you can't come with this attitude of everybody gonna receive what I'm saying, because they not. Because how you gonna convince somebody that that's a fulfillment of scripture if he don't even believe it's a prophecy to begin with? Guess what you finna be doing? Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. That's what you finna be doing. That's when you know you hear that, okay, I'm good, I'm gone. Now listen, let's come to Psalms 41. We still holding Isaiah 59. Ain't my dog going through it. I want to see where I'm going to start at. This chapter ain't long. Psalms 41 and 1. Let me see what this numbers 14 to 15 say before I forget. Yeah, that's the same thing Darren said, what you mentioned, Quran, kill the people in one man. Psalms 41 and 1. Baruch is he that consider the poor. Yahuwah deliver him in the time of trouble. Yahuwah will preserve him and keep him alive. He shall be blessed upon the earth, and you will not deliver him unto the will of his enemies. Now, remember, we talk about free among the dead, right? Paul wrote in Corinthians, who's the last enemy to be destroyed? What did Peter say about the Lord in Acts? What he said it was impossible for him to be held by what? By death. You understand? Now notice what he just said, right? He'll preserve and keep him alive and not deliver him to the will of his enemies. This is how his flesh is able to rest in hope. To be able to preach to the spirits in prison is a whole nother thing, right? Now let's pause, because I think we dealt with this before. Did we look at Samuel and looking at it preaching to the spirits in prison? I'm not sure. I think we looked at it differently. I'll work that in a moment. What'd you say, LeJohn?
No, I think last time you looked at that, talking about
yeah, you seen
clothes with the mountain.
No, we talk about the sons of God. I see the sons of God. this, that, then the third. Because they say that in there. But we're going to deal with that with the preaching and the spirits in prison. I just came to my mind. That's why I had to ask, because I don't be remembering. You know what I'm talking about? Because if we done did it, we don't got to be redundant. But if we haven't, then obviously got to do it right now. We'll get to that in a moment. So with him being free among the dead, if he preaching to the spirits in prison, it's because what? Because did he say who can declare your faithfulness in the land of forgetfulness? Who can do this and who can do that? He's able to do that because the obligation and tax that was on them is not on him. Remember, that's what I keep reiterating the fact that what is that Hebrew word for free? Kof shay, free from obligation and debt. How do you end up owing Yahuwah? When you commit sin, because now somebody has to pay the compensation or the sin offering, correct? Now, if he became sin who knew no sin, he don't owe that debt. Ask yourself this question. What did Yahushua owe his father besides obedience to what he son him for? Did he ever sin against him? He said, this is my beloved son who I'm what? So he didn't owe. This is why he's able to do that. Listen, if he's the kinsman redeemer, as it says in Hosea 13 and 14, well, we can ascertain in Leviticus, is the kinsman redeemer the one paying the price, or does the kinsman redeemer owe? He's paying the price. He's not in debt. The kinsman redeemer is doing what? Purchasing you what? Out of debt. That's how he's free among the dead, because he's the one being able to pay your debt because you can't pay it. Which is, again, that's what Adam and Moses tried to do. But how were they going to pay the debt? He said, with the right way to say that death transgressed by taking him, because the souls that sin shall die, and he didn't sin. No, death didn't transgress by taking him. Death took him because he took on a natural body. You know what I'm saying? So even if he wasn't hung from a tree, he would have still died eventually because he was in a natural body. But what he came to do is destroy death. And he destroyed death through faith, which is what the tree of life was going to do if Adam would have took hold to it, which is why he kept it from him. That's what faith will do. Faith destroys sin. And faith destroys death. How do we know that? What did we read 3-4 times on Wednesday? When the Mashiach went to certain people, when he was with Mary, when she washed his feet, what did he say? So faith destroys death. Faith destroys sin. See, that's what the Hebrews not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you that true faith in Elohim. I'm talking about true Amunah, Amath, and Aman, and the words of Elohim destroy sin and death. See, they'll tell you, see, but faith without works is dead. You big dummy. If you believe, you gonna do what the man say according to his promise. The law and works ain't got nothing to do with no faith, man. None. And I don't know how many times I have to keep reiterating that point. Because did he give your forefathers a law in Egypt? No. Did he give Abraham a law, or did he give him a promise? And like Paul said, does the law make void the promises of God? God forbid. The promise don't make the law void, but that's not faith with works, man. That's insane. That's insane. Because you could keep laws and not believe. You got too much book for that. My God, today. What we gonna do with him, Bird? You combed your hair today? You moisturized it? Let me see. Come on, let me see. You want to take the Pee Wee long way, huh? You got some work on you? Oh yeah, you did today, my man.
Just juices and berries.
Just juices and berries. You put some juices and berries in there, boy? What juice you put in there? Orange? You don't know. You put some raspberry berets in there? Oh, it was raspberry beret. So you've been hanging with Rogers Nelson?
I thought that was
That's Prince.
Oh, that's his real name?
Yeah, his name is Prince Rogers Nelson. I just left off the Prince.
All the name is Prince. Or the artist formerly known as.
Well, he died, Prince Rogers Nelson, when they put him in that grave. You know what I'm talking about? They say he was OD'd on them pills. He was Prince Rogers that day. I don't even know if he was black. I think his daddy was Italian. Now, you know, sometimes stuff, they can still be black, but they get watered down, depending on who you mix with. Like my homeboy got a baby from a Puerto Rican chick, and then his son got a baby from a white girl. So that little boy watered down. Yeah, he watered down. He got a hood white girl, too. That's got to be a hell of an experience to have a baby from a hood white chick. Because they move different. You know what I'm saying? They toddle in the lines of two different societies. You get a hell of a lot of hell. Like, better off getting you a trailer park white chick. It's about the same. You know what I'm talking about? And she had to, you know, I know it's stereotypical. I know it's going to, but it'd be funny to me that the white girls who like niggas all really be having the same hairstyle. Like, you can point them out and see, like, that's how I like niggas hairstyle. Oh boy, it's probably gonna flood today. Yeah, I heard two jits in the gym when they seen the flood warning. They all talking about the flood warning. They ain't flood over here. I'm like, nigga, what city you been in? It definitely flooded on the south side. They definitely, that road on Phillips Highway, St. Augustine Way, they definitely had signs like road flooded. Road wasn't flooded. They just had it up there just in case we ain't coming back out here to take it away. That junk flooded in Riverside. Shoot. Out there in front of Dina Beach where the niggas stay, that junk underwater. And they keep raining like this here, boy. I can guarantee it's gonna be flooded somewhere.
They bombed the levees, man.
They bombed the levees. And you know what, somebody called me for the other day telling me I need you to cut the grass. The city find me. I'm like, nigga, cut grass and where?
Mucky out there.
Come on, baby.
He's going to pick me the video. Never call. You know that's going to matter.
Can't cut no grass. Man, you only got a short window to cut some grass. And even still, that grass moist. It's moist. That time, your grass gonna look terrible when I get finished cutting that.
It look terrible.
You ever seen it?
That's what they said. Like, yeah,
it look terrible now. Nah, now you working me. Now I gotta charge you double.
Yeah, I know. I was being gas out too.
Yeah, man. Look here, man. And your yard gonna look trash with that weed eater, man. It ain't gonna look like no. Yeah, it ain't gonna look like no lawn. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm talking about a lawn. I'm talking about a golf course. Come on, man. Psalm 41, 3. Yahuwah will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing. You will make all his bed in his sickness. Let's look at languish. You ever languished before? I like the language. I like the language on my bed. That was Sylvie doing. He told me he raspy. He on his bed of languishing. Languishing is deve. That's illness. Languishing, sorrowful, loathing. Yeah, he say he's sick. He in his bed of languishing right now. I hope Sylvie, I hope you ain't in there like, shoot, I'm married and I'm gonna act like a baby. So that's what they say all men do when they get sick. They act like a baby. I ain't never did that. Y'all be doing that? You be doing that? You be doing that?
You gotta ask why. I don't know how.
You do that. Oh, he do that. I think he said a privilege. So you just gonna throw him under the bus?
I put my foot on the neck, even when she's sick.
You say you low language once?
What you say, anime?
Eat the cake, anime.
I didn't say anything.
She say, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. She didn't do it. No, I know that's just a stereotype. They say men get sick and act like a baby. I ain't never did that.
That's not a stereotype. I've heard.
She said that's a fact.
And I was gonna say white women. I mean,
it's a stereotype. I mean, that could be from their perspective. In the hand, just nigga, I'm sick. I ain't never done that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You're a small portion. You got to survey the wives.
What? Wait.
They say most women say when men get sick, they act like small children. Mom, I want some shoes. Later.
You can't have niggas. I can't be sick one time, nigga. You bad out. I get sick one time.
I'm just saying that's a stereotype. I don't know, shoot. I ain't around niggas when they get sick. I just know when I get sick, nigga, shoot. I don't give a damn, boy. I gotta get to this bread. I ain't got time to be laying in the bed. I don't get in the bed and be like, nothing. Nigga, I'm just sick. Okay, I don't feel good.
Don't touch me with it.
Mother Harrison said they treat you like a baby. I wouldn't say I don't know. Shoot, you act like a baby when you get sick. He act like a baby when he gets sick. Oh, so you tell that nigga, get depart from me. You worker of germs.
Be in that bed. Be in the bed.
Nigga, I remember one time I had the flu for 2 weeks when I was a jit. Boy, I was outside selling crack. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to be in the bed. Niggas, all I felt like is the reefer gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was on. We outside, man. I ain't never been on that. Take care of me. Yeah. Can I have some soup? Man, leave me alone, man. I go about my business.
He was in high school.
Yeah, shoot. When I cut my hand that time, man, shoot, nigga, it was like this here. We going what you call it? I'm gonna navigate around the injury. I'm talking about niggas be around here crying. Hey, man, don't just hear what it is. But that's how niggas act. Women act. I just heard a group of women the other day say that men cannot survive without a woman, and that's why niggas look depressed and destroyed after they get divorced. But I mean, that's a lot. They saying that the dudes look like that because this woman is doing everything for him. He can't function, and that's how they describe when men get sick that this nigga can't function.
Yeah, that's their process. I don't think it's like.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Shoot. Ain't like I never been in the house with a nigga when he was sick to be able to take notes
that's
on.
That's only a woman can verify.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Serving wives.
But I don't think niggas that goddamn bad.
I ain't gonna lie,
I heard that. But shoot, tell me something.
niggas a lot of stuff to do.
See, we laughing. He laughing while he laying in the bed right now with his bell. Ask him to bring me a lozenge. Michael ready to do it. Till about 2 years from now. I'm tired of this nigga always see crying and whatnot. Sick of that junk. That nigga better get his own damn orange juice. Yeah, you say it in your mind, you don't say it out loud. You're goddamn right.
But never mind.
He's John Cooper.
Yeah. So nigga, I just be hurt and I just be moving. You be like, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. What good is it gonna do? I'm still gotta do what I gotta do. I'm finna go to bed. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If I feel that bad, I'm going to bed. Now, I learned a long time ago, if you want good healing, go to sleep.
If I'm down that bad,
I'm just gonna go to bed. You can go to bed. You just don't structure your day to go to bed. Shoot, nigga, my mama was sick and I used to go to bed. She ain't around here running with a chicken with her head cut off. Hey, this done, this done. Get your behind in your room and lay down. I'm finna go lay down.
I mean, yeah, that's for you to remember. You got toddlers, yeah, that sounds good.
You ain't got toddlers no more, so them days gone. Nigga, get in the bed, nigga. Yeah, you know, that's how they did it now. You know, y'all different time period. Man, them people, toddlers and all, they tell nigga get in the bed, nigga. I don't want to hear none of that junk. Bring your boy right up out of here and whoop your behind. You might not even get no whooping, but you thought you would, so you stayed in your room.
Those are sick. Everybody go get in the bed.
Get in the bed, nigga. That's I remember that junk. Now, like I said, it's a different time. Let me like everybody get in the bed.
I'm about to go lay down.
Sean say survey says I be distant and irritable. That's what Sean said. Joseph say Jordan set the bar with the flu game. You know what I'm saying? They said that was food poisoning.
That nigga had mud. That nigga's out the kitchen, man. That's it.
I don't get sick that often anyway. But I know certain sicknesses. If you got the flu bad enough, that junk, I don't care who you is, that can knock you off your feet. I done had the flu and just kept on pushing. But I know it can knock you off your feet. Depends how strong your immune system is.
Well, how bad is it?
Yeah,
you can have a mild flu. And you can have influenza.
I had influenza when I was 21. And I was outside every day. In the cold, too. Money had to be made. Take a day off, or what? Nigga talking about drink some Theraflu. I said I'm gonna smoke some Theraweed. Want no damn Theraflu. You know what I'm saying? I don't like taking all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, when we went in that dirty house in Fernandina, well, I came back, nigga. I had the chills and the aches. I didn't even have no cold. It was just a house. It didn't even last for a long time. I woke up feeling bad. And guess what I went and did? Went right back in that funky behind house. It went away though. Round 2. I needed them 2 bands. We had to go. We was under pressure. Things had to be accomplished.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Moon say that play took me out. What you gotta do, baby?
You say it was under pressure, money had to be made.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind. Ain't smiling, nigga. Look at Nate when it get like that there, man, before the word, boy, that's when you go to looking at that iron, boy, and put it into a nigga dome. Let me get what's in them pockets, nigga. You hear the nigga like, what's in them pockets? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's in them pockets, man? You don't want to get that, bro. It's dangerous. 41-4, man. No, I just survey people talking about, I don't know, man. Shoot. We could say devastating. So I'm a baby when I get sick too. I had the flu for the first time when I was 22. And it was devastating. You could say she in the bed crying. Somebody help me. He said, I said, this is Psalm 41-4. Yahuwah, be merciful unto me, heal my soul, for I have sinned against you. My enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish? And if he come to see, he speak vanity. His heart gather iniquity to itself. He go abroad and tell. See, that's Judas. So you got to watch niggas like that who speak nothing. They keep keeping perversion to themselves. And when they go around and tell everybody who can listen. All that hate me whisper together against me. They do devise my hurt. See, with subtlety, they counsel how they might take him, right? Matthew 26. An evil disease cleave fast unto him. And he that lie, he shall rise up no more. Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, have lifted up heel against me. Now, when we were talking about this yesterday, they was thinking, does this relate to Genesis? She said she getting checked for an ear infection right now. My baby a soldier. My baby had an ear infection, nigga. She ain't even shed a tear. We didn't know she was sick till the doctor said it. Said that baby got something wrong with her. Joanne, hard as concrete. That's right. Oh yeah, you done had some ruptures. You got to get that checked.
You said they try to relate it.
No, they were saying not try, but when we was talking about it yesterday, they were saying, does this relate to Genesis 3 and 15? Come on and look at it. I was like, I don't get Genesis from this. But I could see why they would come to that conclusion. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. It shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. So let's look at heel and over here in Psalms. And of course, that is a cave. Mark of a heel, a footprint, a rear of a troop, a footstep, a heel, a rear, a footprint. A liar in wait. The rear of an army. But a liar in wait. Genesis 3 and 15, heel and the bruise is heel. Bruise is shoot, to bruise, to crush, to gate. And heal is same word. That I think in that context would be healed. Now that passage didn't come to mind. Genesis 3:15. Another one did for me. But I'll ask y'all what come to your mind if you talk about heal. But Genesis 3:15 didn't come to mind. Something else did. Yeah, that's what that came to mind to me.
What's the one in Genesis 49? Then the bottom of the hill, right of false doctrine.
See, the reason being because what did Jacob take Esau by? His heel. And then Esau ends up going to do what? Lifting up his heel against him, especially when you go to talk about the beast, even before that even happened. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see that he ends up crushing that heel from Genesis 3:15 with the enmity. See, I look at Genesis 3:15 with Jacob and Esau, period. You know what I'm saying? More than Judas. But I can see why an individual will see that and be like, hey, does this relate to this? So when you look at lifting up the heel, he lied in wait for his familiar friend. You understand? Now we mentioned Psalms 55 with this. Check it out. Y'all know what it say. Because see, all this makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, when Joseph came up out of prison, what did Joseph ended up become? Not only just a king, but he was an intercessor for the people between him and Pharaoh. Psalms 55, verse 11. Wickedness in the midst thereof, deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me that did magnify himself against me, then I would have hid myself. But it was you, a man my equal, my guide, my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked in the house of Elohim in company. This is Judas again. But why is this important? What did we read in Isaiah 59? It said the people's feet were what? Quick to run into what? Evil, mischief. And they shed what? Innocent blood. Which is what's going on here. This is how he's a part to be free among the dead. See, come over here to Exodus 23 about being free among the dead, if you will. 23 and 7, 23 and 6, even better. The people say COVID going around, boy. You boys catching that vid, boy. Johnny look like he done caught that vid, boy. Them crackers had everybody in the house 4 years ago, and now ain't nobody talking about no COVID, no flu, no cold, no nothing. Recall vaccines and everything.
My mama called me about that last week. Talking about niggas been coming in the pharmacy about that COVID.
They got that COVID.
You been old nigga group chat.
You'd have to be old for one. You know, you an old nigga baby, so you right in the middle.
Yeah. I can see.
Niggas say they copy me on. Exodus 23 and 6. You shall not rest judgment of the poor in his cause. Keep you far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay you not. For I will not justify the wicked. He said the innocent and the righteous don't do what? Them boys violated the law when they killed that man. You know what I'm talking about? That's why Peter said, I hope you did it in ignorance, because there's a sacrifice for you. Which is why he said, I will forgive them. They know not what they do. So he can be that sacrifice for ignorance. You ain't know what you were doing. You know what I'm talking about? And people be like, what you mean they didn't know what they were doing? Thou shalt not kill. They didn't know that what they were doing or who he was, what he was coming for, and his cause. You ain't know the scripture. You ain't know what you were doing. You say she caught COVID and when he was at the shelter. So that's a grade A place to catch it. In the common area. That's why it was rampant in them jailhouses like that. All the people in close proximity, that's just gonna spread like wildfire. I don't know what y'all people around the corner. Ain't nothing around that corner got nothing to do with y'all. Go Dwight. I see you over there, boy. I see you over there cheesing over there, boy. Come on to Isaiah 59. He said he couldn't even catch a cold no more. He said he got COVID. He can't. Where your mask at? He ain't got no mask. People used to look at you crazy. You ain't walk around with no mask on. Niggas thought I was lying when I was like, Florida never shut down. Everything just closed there. You know what I'm saying? Some people did. Some people didn't. Mainly white people and women. You got more looks from women for not having a mask on than anything. And women were scared. Because I just seen the video where they were talking about women falling out with the men in their family because they say they're not voting for Kamala. I said, that's amazing. You gonna fall out? No, I think it's more so black woman in power, black woman in power. If we did it for Obama, why you ain't doing it for us? And I think it's because people don't like Kamala. That's all. I don't think there's no more to it than that. They don't like this whole. I mean, what is there to like? I know it's funny. We were looking at it this morning. I ain't knowing that debate. He said they eating the dogs, they eating the cats. They tried to make that man seem like he was crazy, and them niggas is up there eating dogs and cats and geese. They tried to make that man look crazy, and there's people up there in Springfield High like, yeah, them niggas catching the dogs and eating them.
Catching the pit and
Nah, these people, like, they say this stuff been going on, and they say the vice president and the moderators knew that it was going on when the man said it, and they tried to paint him like he was crazy, but they knew it was going on. One of the white ladies said, let's be more specific, it's geese. They're catching geese and eating them. Yeah, they had a whole city hall meeting with a black dude talking about, yeah, man, these niggas catching the dogs and flambeing them hoes. You got to be a bold nigga to catch a stray and cook it, boy. Now, someone say it was Haitian immigrant. It's people from overseas, and that's what they do. You like, you in America now, brother. You can go to the Quickie Mart.
I used to catch Bambi.
Boy, catching a dog is like I heard people mocking about it because I ain't watched the debate. I'm like, why did he say something about eating dogs? And then to find out these people really eating dogs is wild. That's wild. Then of course y'all know about the that boy say fresh up. Plus you know about the people, the Venezuelan people who just turned the whole apartment complex into the Carter, took it over and kicked all the niggas out.
Yeah, I've seen something.
And everybody knew about it, and white folks ain't did nothing. Oh yeah, Colorado and Denver, man. Some Venezuelan gangster criminal immigrants, man, came in there and took over a whole apartment complex, kicked everybody out. Say we running this over.
Yeah, I seen it.
With the Yappers, baby, yeah, man.
So they bought the apartment?
No, they took it over. They took it over.
They
They took it over.
I get what you're saying, like the Carter.
Yeah, they literally did that. They took it over. They came, like Montana said, knocked on the door with the Yapper. Yeah, y'all go ahead and get out. Man, the police shoot the government, period. They truth be told, they've been suppressing the story.
Yeah, they have.
They don't know how to handle the situation.
Nah.
They don't want it to get out.
They don't want it to get out.
It's going to lead to the immigration border crisis.
You got two stores, immigrants taking over an apartment complex, mainly because it's black folks. She said she lost her. I'm sorry to hear that. Mainly because it's black folks, so they don't care. Because if there was some crackers, this would have been everywhere. And then you got immigrants where people standing outside looking like, damn, he just ate my dog. Like seriously. And these people not even talking about it. They all know what's going on. But it'll paint Kamala in a bad light, and it's a way to try to make this man look bad. Like he always making stuff up when they know that he's not. You know what I'm saying? Because all the black women gonna vote for this. That's the game. I ain't gonna say all, because there's some women they just not with it. They ain't going for it.
seeing people on my timeline.
It's a lot of black women who ain't going for it, like, no, I ain't voting for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no way I'm gonna do it. You got some women who gonna do it strictly because they're AKA and that's a sorority sister and the old HBCU type stuff. But there's a lot of women like, nah, everything she stand for, I'm not with it. And I ain't doing it.
I had to clean one of my clients from Venezuela. Say she walked here from there. Basically, took about 6 months. She said nigga leaving on the train from Venezuela to get into Central America. Like 6,000-7,000 people every day trying to get to America.
And they,
why not?
yeah, that's why they mad with Trump, because they trying to make Trump seem like he being racist when he was like, nah, cuz we can't keep letting these people come over here like this.
She left, I think like October and get here like March. Walking. The train, walk, like, basically got to get it type of vibe.
And then once they get here, they don't put them out.
Look, killing ducks and dogs along the way.
You're so funny.
I mean,
y'all giving them that.
Yeah, I was like, well, you
Dedicated.
yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. That's I mean, she was like 19, 20 years old, like young too.
Oh, she was selling coochie on that stroke.
By any means necessary.
Group home.
group home, you know what that means. Group home.
He said the complex wasn't filled with black people, it was more Hispanics in those buildings. Now, if you hear about immigrants trying that in Park Hill, East Side, Montebello, and Green Valley. 10-4, that's right, because you out there, Brother Ernest. Brother Ernest out there, too. He said it was more Hispanics in the building. He definitely in Denver, so he would know. So what you saying, Brother Ernest, is they picked the right neighborhood for it. He said they know where to do that at and where. He said, where I'm from, them immigrants would get sent back to the country in a black bag.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Isaiah 59 and 8, man. I ain't fooling with y'all. 59 and 7.
That's why. That's right.
I seen somebody say, how y'all gonna pick this woman for president and she ain't know her boss was incompetent, that he had dementia. I think she knew she had dementia, but what's she gonna say? Sister Regina said, I ain't voting for her. I ain't voting at all, so there's that.
My vote's already elected.
I get some
Got my key.
this iPhone. This iPhone. This iPhone. This iPhone.
Oh, that just gonna hook up to the laptop.
Oh no.
What do you
So
say?
you ain't want to share your
Oh yeah.
share your phone?
I didn't know it was gonna. I didn't know that was gonna mess you up.
You want to share your phone? Go, he got you. I don't want your phone. Here you go, brother.
Remember 74.
What's it, 70 for?
My God,
Who is
today.
That boy gave his category.
Boy said 70 for him. That boy want to watch some junk that come on and say, "Chicka wow wow."
That hard night.
Soul. That's that nigga name.
You a common freak.
Oh no, I've been funny.
You a common freak.
I ain't never watched no 70s.
He said they sell those debates to Comedy Central. Say every area I mentioned is where the gang banging is at. Tempo. No, I say you said that's what Monique said in Roscoe Jenkins. She said you know the common freak. Come on, Isaiah 59 and 6 and 7 again. Their feet run to evil and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts, the thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction in their paths. The way of peace they know not, and no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goes therein shall not know peace. Therefore judgment is far from us. Neither do justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity, for brightness, but we walk in darkness. He said, I'm from Frisco. That broad been corrupt. Now we got a new DA that's trying to be like her times 1,000. My Lord.
She paved the way, man.
She paved the way. for thugging today. I seen somebody was interviewing Willie Brown. D-Nut. Willie Brown was her boss back in the day. Yeah, that was her man. I don't know how you can sleep your way to the top in politics, but I noticed she was with Montel, man.
That man did have a wife though. So he was
Montel George.
Not the singer. Montel Williams. Talk so. Yeah, he was.
Hey, he was a player.
What that nigga got AIDS?
Oh, that man ain't got AIDS. Man got MS, man.
Yeah, man. I knew nigga ass up, dog.
Yeah, one of them was busy.
Yeah, I would have let him.
God, Word 10, man. That man gonna do that man like that. That man still going strong, man. He said we grope for the wall like the blind. We grope as it no eyes. We stumble at noonday as in the night. In desolate places as dead. We roar like bears and mourn. Soar like doves. We look for judgment, but none. For salvation, it is far from us. For our transgressions are multiplied before you, and our sins testify against us. Our transgressions with us, and our iniquities, we know them. So when we look at that, look at what the man telling you. Your sins are with you, and your transgressions bear witness against you. This is why you need an intercessor. This is why you need an advocate. In transgression and lying against you, who are in departing from our Elohim, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood. Judgment is turned away backward. Justice stand afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth fail, and he that depart from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahuwah saw it and displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness, it sustained him. He said, I love how Judge Joe Brown be breaking. Yeah, Judge Joe Brown don't like her. It's two people I seen Judge Joe Brown don't like. It's Kamala Harris and Tina Turner. That nigga don't like Tina Turner. That nigga do not like Tina Turner.
The whole line.
I ain't seen that.
Oh, I've been hearing him for about a year and a half. Boy, Judge Joe Brown say Tina Turner is a bald-faced liar. You know what I'm saying? He said, I knew them, I watched them, I saw them. That nigga say she was the pimp, and she was beating him up. And what you seen in that movie, Judge Joe Brown say that was a bald-faced lie. He say, man, screw that funky hoe. That nigga do not like Tina Turner. Nigga say a lot of things to say fake. Judge Joe Brown say, man, that woman was a liar. That nigga say, I watched Tina Turner pimp hoes as a jit.
Yep.
That's what he said.
You know what they say about the people from Memphis?
Yeah. And he from Memphis. Them niggas from Memphis don't hold nothing back. The only reason why I believe Judge Joe Brown is the look in his face, like the facial expression, like this nigga not smiling. It don't really be no hate that's coming up out of him. It's just sincere disdain for somebody he believes is a liar. Now, whether I don't know. I wasn't there shooting.
But what he profit from saying?
Nothing. And from what I could tell, he been saying it. It's just now somebody putting the microphone in his face.
Yeah.
And the story ain't never changed. He tell it the exact same way every time. No matter who tell it to him, he tell it the same way. See, that's how you know when a nigga lying, when the story change up. When he tell it to you, he tell it one way. Then when he tell it to you, he tell it another way. Then when he tell it to you, he tell it another way. But you then tell the story, man, it's the same every time. Nah, ain't a nigga. If you know a lie well enough, they make little subtle changes. Yeah, liars can't keep their story straight. Because this is how you get a liar. Ask questions.
So what happened again? How was it?
Yeah. That's how you get a liar. See, a lot of times y'all think niggas good liars because don't nobody ask them no questions. Y'all just let them sit there and talk. Yeah, man, you ask that nigga a couple questions, they be thrown. Because now they're going to have to remember what they said the last time they told this lie.
So you got the beer at 8 o'clock?
You got the beer at 11:35? You know you done messed up, right? So you bought the beer at 12:15.
Yeah.
You know you done messed up.
Yeah, it was
12:15. 12:15.
12:15, you're 10. Nigga trying to make us understand.
Yeah, that's what they do in the interrogation room, man. You gotta ask questions. How you think women be catching niggas up when they know this nigga lying, cheating on them? She just keep asking this nigga questions. You be like, that ain't what you be like. They said, you told me Thursday, September the 12th, at 2:45 p.m. This right here. Now you saying this today? Yeah, you done stored it away. You ask that nigga question, man. Niggas who when you don't tell lies, you ain't gotta remember nothing. When you lie, you gotta remember what you said. That's how God get these niggas, man. Because they lie all the time. Why you think they do doctrine change up all the time? That's why they don't want you to ask no questions.
Just told him. Just told him, but yeah, watching nigga doctrine change.
Yeah, nigga doctrine change all the time. Or a nigga got a doctrine, but he don't want you to ask him no questions. That nigga lying. On purpose. You gotta pay attention to that. Now listen, right? He said it wasn't no intercessor. Why is an intercessor important? Let's go over to Hebrews 9. I hear you.
Oh. Well, as far as you gotta have someone that go into the inner room.
Because he the one go to the mercy seat.
Yeah.
And notice how they said, he said, I found there was no intercessor. There was nobody to entreat for you. So that's why they say our sins are still with us. Our transgressions are upon us because there's nobody to entreat for you. Or like we read in 1 John 2, you don't have an advocate, which means you don't have that propitiation for sins because truth be told, that is what the high priest is doing on atonement is he's being an advocate. He's being an intercessor. He's an intercessor all the time, but more specifically there. If you would. Hebrews 9 and then what? Oh, that's not Hebrews. Hebrews 9 and 11. But Hamashiach, becoming a high priest of good things to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle. Remember I mentioned that earlier about Jewish thought. And they be talking about the temple came down because of this, because Yahuwah never cared for the physical tabernacle, because it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. This tabernacle is of greater integrity, if you would. By a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered once into the Kadash place, having obtained eternal redemption. So when we look at redemption, and here what you have right here is lutrosis, deliverance from the penalty of sin, a ransoming, a redemption. Does this not sound like a soul that has been made an offering for sin? Does this not sound like the offering for atonement? Does this not sound like I will redeem you from the power of the grave? For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctify the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of a Mashiach, who through the eternal Ruach offered himself without spot to Elohim, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Elohim? And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions under the first testament, that they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. So we're talking about a mediator. That is mesitesi, one who intervenes between two, either in order to make or restore peace and friendship, or form a compact for the ratifying of a covenant, a medium of communication, an arbitrator, a reconciler, an intercessor. So he is the intercessor of the New Testament. Who was the intercessor of the Old? Moses was. But we speak of greater things than Moses, do we not? You know what I'm saying? That's what it said in chapter 3 of the same letter. Now, how did Moses facilitate this intercession on the people's behalf? He got the law from Elohim. He gave the instructions to the people from Elohim. But he is the one, come on to Exodus 24. But we're going to show you how he the mediator of that covenant. If we're going to look at it, let's just look at it. Exodus 24:1. Huh? Bring him here then, boy. You acting up? Yeah, he slapped with his mom 3 times.
That's right.
Joanne, sit down. Exodus 24:1. And he said unto Moses, come up unto Yahuwah, you, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, 70 of the elders of Yasharal, and worship you afar off. Moses alone shall come near Yahuwah, but they shall not come near, neither shall the people go up with them. Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah, all the judgments. All the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahuwah have said we will do. Moses wrote all the words of Yahuwah and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill, 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Yasharal. And he sent young men of the sons of Yasharal, which offered burnt offerings, sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahuwah. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahuwah has said we will do and be obedient. This is when the covenant was ratified. See, you know, people be screaming, right, we ain't in a new covenant. You know, your man's been asking this question. So I'm going to ask you this question. What makes you in the new covenant? Is there anything you can do to be in the new covenant?
No.
That's a good answer, because Hebrews 9 definitely say no. He said he done mediated a new covenant by reasons of what? Death. You didn't die. He said, which one of you have strived against blood to resist sin? Nobody. But all these Hebrews want to scream, we ain't in the New Testament. See, because you still teaching each other. And you know, I've been hearing people scream, we ain't in the New Testament for years. They say, Cap, your man from Sakari had a conversation about that, man. He felt like since brother on taught the sin-free doctrine, that's why he couldn't crash it. See, it's not the sin-free doctrine that's going to crash that. It's the testimony of Mashiach that's going to crash that. I don't know why dudes think. I'm just going to let that be. I didn't hear their conversation about that, so I can't speak on that. I just know they had it. But, you know, we done talked about that plenty of times. There's a dude in the city we know don't believe we in the New Testament. That's unfortunate. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a few things. Right? Well, y'all know we didn't talk about it before.
Ask it, brother.
No, I got to read Hebrew first. Read verse 7 again. Exodus 24. And he took the blood of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yahuwah said we will do and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the what? The covenant. That would let you know that's what bring the covenant. This in your law, right? The blood of your covenant. That what it say, Lil John? I need to make sure that what it say. Okay. Which Yahuwah have made with you concerning all these words. Now come back to Hebrews chapter 9. He said he pleaded on their behalf when he sinned against her. He did, good sir. That is accurate. Yes, sir. I'm back to Hebrews 9. (9 and 15). And for this cause, he's the mediator of the what? New Testament. When Mashiach in Matthew 26, he told him, drink, this is my what? In the New Testament. Then they hung him from the tree, hit him in the side, and what came out? This the blood of the covenant right there. That's a wrap. He said that by means of what? Death. For the redemption of the transgression under the first testament. That they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament is, there also a necessity the death of the testator. What is the testator? This is a de-athame, to arrange, to dispose of one affairs, to dispose of by will, to make a testament, to make a covenant, to enter into a covenant with one, to appoint, to make a testator. Now, when you look at the blood of the covenant of the first testament, what died?
You said what?
Who? No.
You said what now?
What died? He said that a testament is of no force, is also of necessity be the death of the testator.
Yeah,
Animals died. You know what I'm talking about? So that lets you know that first covenant was never going to perfect the people because the testator himself did not die, which was Moses. Don't come over here, Plant.
That's another reason you can say
Sit down.
why he stopped.
That's why he stopped. You're not the testator. You can't make the atonement because you're not the testator. The testator in this situation was Yahuwah himself. He's interceding on the people's behalf, but he's not the testator. You know what I'm talking about? Moses wasn't making the covenant with the people. Yahuwah was. This time, Yahushua is I'm making the covenant with you. No intercessor needed. That's the difference. No, he's working in his job. You're talking about Moses. So he's working in his job. So it would have been impossible for him to be the death of the testator because he's not the testator.
I think Jonathan, like, he had the mind of him for wanting to sacrifice his own life.
Well, I mean, he had the mind of the fact the same as Adam did. I love these people. So let's go look at it. Exodus 32. Just so we can put it on record. Good. Stop it. He said, I don't understand how people could believe in the Most High but don't believe he's capable of making himself a part. Yeah, hey, to save us. I don't disagree, brother, but everybody don't got the same measure of faith as the apostle put it. Exodus chapter 32. Stop it. 32 and 30. Hey, quiet. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, you have sinned a great sin. Now I will go up unto Yahuwah, peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin. Moses returned unto Yahuwah and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them gods of gold. Yet now if you will forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray you, out of your book, which you have written. And Yahuwah said to Moses, whosoever have sinned against me, him will I blot out my book. Therefore now go, lead the people unto which I have spoken unto you, and behold, my Malachim shall go before you. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them. And Yahuwah plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made. Notice he said if he wouldn't forgive the people to do what? Blot me out. Let me be the reconciliation. But he can't do that. Because notice, let's go back to Exodus 24 real quick. Look at verse 8. One more time. Moses took the blood and sprinkled it upon the people and said, the blood of the covenant which who made with you? That's why he's not the testator. That's why he didn't have to die. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't his covenant. He's not the testator of that covenant. But when we come back to Hebrews 9 and 15.
So he was the intercessor.
He was the intercessor. He wasn't a testator. Yahuwah was the testator. But he didn't have to die to make it of effect. Because they weren't supposed to disobey it. But they were never going to get life to be able to get eternal redemption from this covenant in the first place.
Because it wasn't no death and no testator.
It wasn't no death and no testator. So another testament we're going to have to come regardless.
That's why I say more perfect.
My God today.
My God himself. That's called the schoolmaster. That's the trial.
Say some of them been trying too much. That's their problem. Hey, hush your mouth. 9 and 15 Hebrews again. And for this cause, he's the mediator of the New Testament. That by means of death for the redemptions. Notice there were no there was no need for means of death in this testament because there was no transgressions to redeem them from. You know what I'm talking about? They got redeemed from the what? House of bondmen. So you know where that death came at? The firstborn of the Egyptians paid that price to buy them out of that. You know what I'm talking about? But there were what transgressions of a covenant could they make for a testator to die for coming out of Egypt?
They weren't in the issue covenant. That's why we know it doesn't address death.
Yeah. They didn't break any covenant. They had no covenant to break. They had no knowledge of it. See, these are things that the reason why I'm referencing that. And remember, I told you, how many of y'all done heard Bruce say your forefathers had laws in Egypt? Them boys act like they knew you who in Egypt. These boys be talking about they were keeping Sabbaths in Egypt. Man, they were living in Egypt the same way you living over here. Just like them people living. You don't know nothing about Egyptians. What else you gonna do?
Is it safe to say before you were revealed, the teachings back to Moses that the teachings of Adam was lost?
No, they weren't lost. They just weren't. They just weren't known. They just weren't known to the sons of Jacob, based on where they were at, because they didn't know him.
I'm saying, so you feel like the word of you was being.
The word, I mean, absolutely, just wasn't known to them. You know what I'm talking about? That's why he said we don't know who he is. The reason why he say that, because Jethro knew what time it was. Because you got to remember, Abraham had other offspring who he taught Yahuwah to. You know what I'm talking about? They just weren't a part of the covenant. Because we were having that conversation earlier also, like, as people go to talking about, can you divorce a concubine? They were talking about Hagar. I'm like, you can't even talk about divorcing a concubine because Hagar was a maidservant. Ain't no woman out here got no handmaid. Because a handmaid is literally a slave. That's not like paying somebody to come work for you. We like, it'd be great to have a handmaid. You don't know what that means to have a handmaid. That's a slave. Literally. You know what I'm talking about? And guess what? If you had a handmaid, your husband can pleasure himself with that handmaid because that's his bondwoman, and the law allows that. And you would be out of pocket to lift your voice up, have anything to say about it because you wanted a handmaid. That's how that works. Also, we don't live by a lot of things. If you couldn't get pregnant, you would give your handmaid to your husband so you could have a baby, and that baby would belong to you. That's how they operated. Oh, your brother died and y'all ain't had no kids? His brother would marry you and lay with you and have a baby with you. That's how they live. So we look at things with contempt in a cultural situation that you don't understand because we don't live like that. That don't mean them people were weird. That's how they live. Because guess what? You ain't never seen nobody with no handmaid to even know what that's like. All them other women Jacob had kids with were handmaids. And guess what Rachel and Leah were doing? Take my handmaid, have a baby from her. Rachel couldn't have no babies. That's why she was giving her handmaid to her husband. That was the cultural norm. That was the cultural norm. All this fantasy about love and the boy is mine, that's 2000, that's 21st century type stuff. Them people didn't live like that 4,000, 5,000 years ago. They didn't think like that. You know what was more important to them? Offspring. That was what was more important to them. That babies were created that come from this man. You know what I'm saying? That was important to them. Now, whether that's important to you or not, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just explaining to you, this is how these people live. If you want to understand why they were doing what they're doing, you can't put modern thought on ancient actions. The same way you seen when he gave him Leah. What he said why he gave Jacob Leah?
It's not a custom.
Because it's not the custom to marry the younger daughter before the older. Them people didn't operate like that. They didn't operate like that. They ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, you can get the middle child and the older one's still here. I got to get her out of here first. Until I get her out of here, I can't marry the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Ancient Near East society is nothing like anything that we do in America. Nothing. You know what I'm talking about? It's not even close. It's not even in the same stratosphere. I'm telling you this so you can understand the actions of some of the things you see in the word. Because dude was talking about like why he put Hagar out. He put Hagar out because Sarah saw her mocking with her son, and he said, he's not going to inherit with my son. Get this nigga from around here. And guess what? That was his son. And guess what he did? Put her out. And why he put out, because Yahuwah told him to do what? Listen to your wife and get. And it wasn't because of Hagar. It was for the jit, to get the jit from around there. That's all. He says, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt makes me think America is Egypt, and that's it. No. It's Jerusalem. Notice, because the last part of that, it says where the Lord was crucified. So when you look at spiritually Sodom, remember in Isaiah chapter 1, he literally called Israel, you people of Sodom and Gomorrah. And then when you look at Egypt, what was Egypt? What's the word I'm looking for? Represented. It represented oppression and bondage. And when you look at how the scribes and the Pharisees, well, not the scribes, when you look at the chief priest period and the stuff that were going on in the land, they were oppressing the people constantly. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it ain't nothing over here. This place ain't special. Remember, the book told you that the land is Yahuwah's forever. It can never be sold, and his eyes are always upon it. His eyes ain't upon America. Yeah, they would do. I'm talking about, look here, man. They was not letting people go free when they were supposed to let them go free. They was extorting people. He tell you that in Ezekiel 22, that's where the ravening wool statement comes from. It was extorting people, man. The people were living sour. And they knew it. They were killing people. That's why he said, man, you lift up your hands to pray for me, and they filled with blood. Y'all just sinning everywhere. No regard. My Lord. Hebrews 9:15. But yeah, that's the reason why the death of the testator didn't have to happen with the First Testament, because there were no sins to redeem the people from. When they coming up out of Egypt, what a day of atonement did they have to make? None. They didn't have to make any. It didn't take them long to sin, though. Didn't take them long. Didn't take them long at all, unfortunately. It took. What's the first instance that you can read about them going against Yahuwah when they came out of Egypt? No, the calf ain't the first thing. That ain't even the first thing. That wasn't the first thing. The manna was the first thing.
They would turn to worms.
The manna was the first thing when they bought it. Remember, he told them, hey, man, don't come out here on the 7th day looking for no manna and eat all your manna on that day. And niggas in there, it's worms in here. I told you to eat it.
Take it off.
Remember what he said? Let me show you. Come over here to Exodus 16. Sixteen and 18. Exodus 16 and 18. And when they did meet with Omer, he gathered much, had nothing over, and he gathered little, had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. Moses said, let no man leave it up till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moses was wroth with them. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, this is what Yahuwah have said. Tomorrow the rest of the Kadash Shabbat unto Yahuwah. Bake what you'll bake today, and seethe what you'll seethe, and that remain over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning. See, this is what dudes tell you got to cook what you're going to cook ahead of time, and it's talking about manna. That's not a perpetual thing. This is talking about manna. All you got to read is Yahushua son of Nun chapter 5. When they came in the land, guess what they stopped getting? Manna. So you can't take Exodus 16 and apply that to everything else. This is talking about manna. You got some manna coming from heaven? Because I ain't never seen none. You got some? Because I want some if you got some. They said it tastes like wafers or honey, ain't it? Ain't nothing coming out of the sky but doggone chemicals and rain. That's all that's up there. Lord ain't sending no food down. Not right now anyway. And they laid it up until the morning as Moses bade, and it did not stink. Neither was there any worm therein. Now you know that's some game right there, right? Y'all know that's a verse where there's some game right there, right? Y'all ain't pick that up?
Shit, reading, I got distracted.
And he said unto them, this is what you have said. Tomorrow the rest of the Kadash Shabbat unto Yahuwah. Bake that which you'll bake, and seethe that which you will seethe. And that which remain over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up until the morning as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein.
I'm not gonna leave my body to see corruption.
Yeah, that game. Remember, because just before it said they kept the manna laid up in there on a regular day, and it what? It stank. It stank. What does that mean? Of course, you know, Mashiach said, hey, man, the Shabbat coming, man, let me go ahead and rest. He said, I'm that manna that come down from heaven. That a man eat, he live forever. You know what I'm saying? He slid that in there. This one here don't stink. Because like you just said, I will not suffer your Kadash one to see corruption. Because what did the woman say? By this time, he's stinking. That's what the lady said. He said, that what Lazarus' sister said. He said, man, didn't I tell you that if you believe, you'll see the glory of God today? You know, by the time they came to the Lord's grave, 3 days later, you know they thought he was going to stink. But when they got there, what happened?
He was already gone.
Why he said, why you coming here looking for the living amongst the dead? Who you looking for? Yahusha? Oh, he risen, baby. He ain't here. He gone. Where he went at? I don't know, but he ain't here. And Moses, verse 25, and Moses said, eat the today, for today a Shabbat unto Yahuwah. Today you shall not find it in the field. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the seventh, the Shabbat, in it there shall be none. And it came to pass, went out of the people on the seventh for to gather, and they found none. And guess what he told you, right? He said, gather on the Sabbath. You go out there, you ain't going to find none, right? And when they went to the grave after the Sabbath, guess what they ain't find? It wasn't none out there. That man was gone. And it came to pass, and Yahuwah said unto Moses, how long refuse you to keep my commandments and my laws? That's the first time they bucked it. But see, that wasn't a covenant breaking buck. Which is why when Moses came down from that mountain after them people had been eating and dancing in front of that golden calf, guess what he did? Threw them tables of stone down, covenant broke right there. Now a testator has to die in order to redeem them from that transgression. Now you need a mediator. Now you need an intercessor. You need an intercessor that can do more than what Moses can do. You're going to need an intercessor that can do more than what Aaron could do. You're going to need one from above. Because see, if Moses is the death of the testator, what would Moses be redeeming them from? He couldn't redeem them from anything. He don't have that ability. Hebrews 9:15 one more time. And for this cause, he's the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death for the redemption of the transgressions under the first testament, that they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament, there also the necessity be the death of the testator. For the testament of force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator lived. Whereupon neither the first was dedicated without blood. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of the calves and of the goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, this, the blood of the testament which Elohim have joined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. That's why he passed that cup around, because the apostles were the vessels of the ministry and he was the tabernacle. That's why he said, this is my... And almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood is no remission, which is why there was no shedding of blood at the joining of the first covenant, because what needed to be remitted? What had they done in Exodus 24 that needed to be remitted? Because I just want y'all so y'all can be clear. Was it a letter in there? I'm talking about when you went out there. He handed you a letter?
I gave it to D.
Yeah, I did. That's that square code. That nigga tried to order $152 worth of Wingstop. I had to cancel that card.
That's looking at Lemon Pepper special.
Did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? They ain't had the 3 digits on the back.
That's the thing.
Why they have 2 digits scratched on?
No, because they weren't supposed to have the card in the first place. That junk might have came from Apple Pay. Because my dog Dre was telling us about that probably about a month ago. That sometime, man, you can when you got your card on that Apple Pay, niggas can get hold to your junk, man.
Don't put no card on Apple Pay. Money got paid out. Paid out. That's why somebody have to put me up to right off my account.
I mean, even with your account, if you got anything on Apple Pay, they can get into it. Cards are easier. But any type of information you put in that iPhone with that, if a nigga know what he doing, like if I start sent me an email yesterday, be on the lookout. These niggas out here fishing. They say, hey, we don't ask you for XYZ. These niggas just getting more sophisticated. Because one thing I don't like that Vistar do that Wells Fargo didn't do, that if somebody came with a false charge, Wells Fargo would just cancel the charge and not cancel your card. You know what I'm talking about? Vistar, you got to get a whole nother card.
That's to protect you, brother.
Yeah, it's inconvenience though. Because somebody tried to pay for parking in Vancouver, Canada with my Vistar card for like $1. And they sent me a text like, is this you? I'm like, nah, your card is canceled. We're going to mail you a new one.
Today is parking. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah, they definitely try to order $152.36 at Wingstop.
That's 100 pieces of 4 fries. 100 pieces in a couple of fries. Game night.
Hey, one thing about it, you could have went to a way better place than Wingstop for $152, man.
Stop.
Nothing like that lemon couple.
It is something like it somewhere else.
They trying to feast for a week, man.
They could eat that tonight. That somebody had some wings and some liquor trying to make something happen.
Yeah, that was a shindig. You gonna find a shindig on your behalf?
No, it didn't happen. I mean, but Square Card easy because all you gotta do is go on there. All you gotta do is go on Square account, deactivate it. It's over with. You know what I'm talking about? They just send you a note.
That's not a lot. Out of Wingstop.
Another last for 2-3 days. Enough for last 2-3 days.
No, we just saying you can tell it was some function. But a dub ain't gonna get you for the 10 pieces of fries. That Wingstop. So $100 worth of wings. That ain't that many wings.
So listen, let's go through what these chapters is before we get to the joining of the covenant, right? Exodus 17 is when Moses dealt with the water from the rock, when they finna get ready to battle Amalek. Chapter 18 is when Jethro come and give him the game. 19 is when they go up on Mount Sinai, or prepare to go up on Mount Sinai. Chapter 20 is when they get the 10 commandments. 21 is when they get laws. 22 is when they get laws. 23 is when they get laws. So they didn't do anything in order to be redeemed from transgression at that point. This is why Moses did not have to die. You know what I'm saying? That's why no death was necessary. What were they going to be being redeemed from? There were no sins to redeem them from. They hadn't done anything. But they broke that covenant afterwards. Didn't take them long either. Let's see how long it took. Y'all know what happened in 32, but let's see what happened in the interim of that. Because you know the rest of 24, they seen Elohim. And then 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31.
It had to be within the 40 days because that's when he went to go talk to you.
Yeah, because the first 25 to 30 is dealing with everything that pertains to the tabernacle. That's what everything they get instructions on. It's what to do with that tabernacle. Chapter 31 is when the workmen get appointed. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're dealing with Bezalel from Yehuda. And then, there it is, Elohab from Dan. Then he reiterate the Sabbath to him. And then that golden calf ends to go down. And that's when they broke it. And then chapter 33 shows you how he was going to renew said covenant. And that's when you know the death of the testator had to happen because truth be told, not too long after that, Moses get cut off. Yeah, I did. Yeah, because Square sent me an email, so that's how I seen it. Square said, hey, your card was declined for this. I said, I'm going to decline it too. Say, you got hacked through a Bluetooth a couple months ago. Took my whole email, phone number off grid. Yeah, somebody had hacked in a nigga junk at Corey Barbershop one time when he was using tap, the pen. Somebody had something The way they can snatch your car as soon as you tap it on that hoe. Yeah, they damn sure do. They be having that junk on there too. Jiggling. Jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. No, that just made me think about this song. They say, you jiggling, baby.
That's how you knew it was a punk.
Delicious.
You ain't never see that?
Yeah.
I think you did.
Yeah. You see?
They said that was a punk on there.
No, that was a punk. They said that was the same punk from the Biggie video.
Right.
On that,
Yeah, that's LL. Maybe.
But that was Craig Mack's song.
He said what? That was LL said he should.
I don't think he said he should.
That one brother said. Was it he should in the video?
Yeah, but I don't think
Okay,
that's what he said.
that's all he said. That's a big. What he said then? There you go.
Oh shoot, nigga, I ain't heard that song in years, but I don't think he's saying he she. It's real easy for us to say it now.
Nah,
You say he she.
I never knew it was a punk. So if you
I mean,
were watching the video knowing it was a he she, what did you think he said? I was asking you.
I don't think nobody. I mean, but you got to realize something. That verse was written and laid long before the punk was at the video shoot.
No, I'm not saying that. They were saying that he then was intertwined with he she.
Man, niggas say a lot of things. Be
I ain't saying
slandering
it's true.
niggas.
I didn't say it's true.
Niggas be slandering niggas.
Sure
names.
sound like that boy said he she though.
It did.
That's all.
Hey, get out her room.
That's all.
Get on from out of there. Cut my light off and get out of there.
And I listened to that nigga legit, never knew he said.
Yeah, I told you, man. They started playing, because Bailey's ain't owned by Bailey's no more. They Coos Fitness. Howard, Coos Fitness. Shoes, Coos. Yeah, they painted the one on San Jose and Sunbeam. That color scheme is terrible.
Don's painted too.
Yeah, it's probably gray and yellow, huh?
white, blue,
White, blue, and that might have been,
white, blue, and yellow, black.
Nah, we put bids in for the cleaning. It like it was gonna be something to clean.
Something like white, blue.
they thought they were gonna paint over that white.
Hey. Leave that alone, fat baby.
This is some wild lyrics now.
Yeah, I listened to that as a kid, never knew none of that. That's why you was grown listening to that song.
I wasn't grown, nigga. I was a teenager.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm not, nigga. When Flavor in Your Ear remix came out, I was 14 years old.
You saying you wasn't
You knew what
10
he she was by 14.
Man, at 14, 15 years old, niggas ain't thinking about no he, she's, nigga. There wasn't no trainers out here. Nigga, this ain't 2024 with niggas paws and everything. Talking about this punks out of here. Nigga, that wasn't even a reality. Nigga, seeing a faggot was abnormal.
I'm saying, at what point did you know that was a tranny on the video?
Nigga, when I was like damn near 40.
Okay, that's
Man, ain't nobody was definitely not watching music videos to catch this nigga in the front.
no.
These niggas waiting for Biggie first. Oh yeah, Biggie was talking crazy. I mean, but come on, man. Biggie say, man, he got a friend who kidnapped kids, rape him and throw him over the bridge. That man say he don't want to go to heaven. He want to go to hell.
Cause I'm a piece. It ain't hard.
He say, well, I can wear Timbs and black hoodies.
Yeah, he said.
The man said, you look so good,
Yeah, I heard
I'll
that.
suck on your daddy's wee-wee.
I heard that too.
Ain't no woman look that damn good. You ain't know that Biggie said that in the song?
Yeah, he said that.
No, that man said on me and my chick, he said, you look so good, I suck on your daddy's. I said, Lord have mercy, we don't sing that part. That was the beginning of it.
he let it be known.
Man, he opened the song up with that.
All right, that show you him and Diddy got along.
Look here, man. I ain't never seen no woman on earth that looked good enough to say I would place your father's phallus in my mouth.
He's I want to came for what you came for.
Omar said that was a Richard Pryor joke. Richard Pryor was gay, so I could see why he would say that.
Was dead? How many dead?
Walt would have been dead.
I don't know.
She's talking about, wait, what? Oh, that makes sense why he slid that in there. If that's a Richard Pryor joke. I still wouldn't have did it. But nevertheless. Because I don't find that funny. Outrageous is an understatement. Understatement to say the least.
You say it's Punk and Jiggling Baby video?
No, he talking about the Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear video. Yeah, the same homosexual that was in the Biggie One More Chance video. So they said that was a tranny in that video. Because I mean, but also taking into account this is 1994. So the advent of trannies and all that there. No, I'm talking about that wasn't a normal thing like we see now. Like that nigga could have slid by and nobody would have paid it no mind. You want to mean why I say make sense, bro? Nigga, I never saw a full-fledged faggot till I was damn near 20, much less a lesbian. Niggas didn't walk around open with that.
You talking about niggas with money. We already talked about the folks living with niggas with money.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about with street niggas, black niggas. That was new. Them niggas coming in when you talking about the early 90s, them niggas coming into hip hop with all them faggots and trannies. The only way that joint happened a lot because they was in New York City. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm talking about niggas in the video. Like they may not know that this is a punk. Niggas showing up to the shoot like, hey, I got to do a job to do it. I'm gone. He don't know this a faggot. Puffy know.
Somebody curated a prominent faggot just pulling up at rap niggas.
I mean, the artists don't deal with who deal with at the video. But I can say, but the he sees she don't. Nigga, that song was written before the video shot. I mean, we know that
punks for the video shot. That's all I'm saying.
That's all it is. He say shooting the video. The transsexual in the bathroom at the urinal. Hell no. Nah, Biggie got some questionable lines all the way around the board. A lot of things. Like, boy, that ain't shock value there, sir. You tripping. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You don't never say, I want to go to hell. You wild. You know what I'm talking about? And guess what? You got your wish, nigga.
What's y'all ready now?
Shoot, if the bullets wasn't gonna get him the fat boy, he wasn't gonna make it too long at that side. That nigga gonna have to lose some weight. That's a lot of load. That's a lot of load to be carrying, boy. You the big nigga. Mm-hmm. That's a fat bastard. You see what happened to Pun? The nigga couldn't carry that 650. Nigga hard say we gone, cause we done. Shalom, Sister Gwen. What was that? Back to Hebrew 9. Yeah, all that junk was wild. Like who that was? RuPaul? Like RuPaul was a rarity back then. But everybody knew that was a dude because he didn't hide he was a dude. You know what I'm talking about? Hey. Cut all that out. Cut it out. Who doing all that crying? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Fat baby. What you doing? I think we about to wrap this up right now, though. 9:22 Hebrews. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood, no remission. Therefore, necessary that the pattern of things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Hamashiach is not entered to Kadash places made with hands, the figures of the true, but into Shamahim itself, now to appear in the presence of Elohim. And that's the difference between him and Aaron, and him and Moses. Because Moses, during Moses' time, they went into the tabernacle of witness, a temporary spot. During where at least the high priest time, they going in the temple. That's not a greater place. He said, now, nor yet he should offer himself often as the high priest enter into the Kadash place every year with the blood of others. But then must he often suffer since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world, he have appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And that is the key component of why Moses couldn't be the death of the testator. Because he couldn't put away the sin, which takes it back. Which one of you mentioned Daniel 9:24? Moses couldn't do Daniel 9:24. You know how we know that? Because what happened? Moses threw the two tables of stone down and they broke. And then what did Yahuwah tell him to come up there and do? Redo them. So that means if he tell him to read, the covenant is broken. Redoing them doesn't change the fact that blood is required for this covenant because blood is what got you in this covenant. So blood has to be paid to atone for breaking it. If that makes sense for you. And it's appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Hamashiach once suffered to bear the sins of many. Unto them that look for him, he shall appear the second time without sin unto salvation. So he's going to appear like that tree of life. What you got on? What this is? What is this? That ain't no hat. What you call that? A who? A bonnet. So we'll end with that one there, man. Hallelujah for Yahushua. I say that was video. Yeah, I heard about the tunnel. Tunnel been closed. No, the tunnel was a club in New York City. Yeah, tough nightclub in New York City. A lot of killings, a lot of stabbings. I think ain't that where Jay-Z stabbed on at? I can't remember.
Right there.
That nigga ain't no hard nigga.
I know that's that Juicy video.
Yeah, but that's the Juicy video, the one they ain't talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know. This was another one. There's a trainer right there in the Juicy video. You see him? You know this one?
Yeah, I know. That's why. To me, it just validated the level of debauchery that niggas been doing.
Yeah.
Niggas been
Amen,
doing
brother
that.
Mark, man. Love you too, bro.
Like we
So,
talk about.
Hallelujah for Yahushua in the word.
Bro, we talk about these young thugs, niggas, and these niggas.
Remember,
They
man,
was doing
service
the
Wednesday
same
night,
thing.
7:30.
That's
Trumpets.
how I was-
Hold on. Trumpets. Hold on. I can't talk about it. We got trumpets at 8:30 on Thursday night, and then Sabbath 8:30. That Friday night be 8:30. So just be advised that trumpets is on Thursday night. Amen, Mika, you good? So just be advised, trumpets is Thursday night, 8:30 start time. I appreciate y'all. Bless y'all at the house, Elohim, in the name of Yahushua, Yahuwah willing. I'll catch it on the next one. Hey, get out them blinds. You know better.